Hi, and welcome to Australian Gamers Friday Night Podcast. I'm Matt.
And I'm Yug.
Tonight we're going to be talking about an Adelaide WoW player arrested.
The GDAA asked the government for more money.
New Sixaxis to have touch sense.
Jack Thompson forced to take a psych test.
South Korea taxes the virtual world.
The virtual world, not the whole world.
Not the whole world. They only have jurisdiction over a certain amount of the world.
Exactly. Well, what world?
Any.
No, as in... What virtual world are they trying to...
No, that's kind of the point. Anywhere that you make money in a virtual sense, anywhere that you, anywhere that you sell money for real money, or sell assets for real money, that comes into South Korea, they will tax you a proportion of that.
Oh.
As you would if you made your living or an income in any other way.
Yeah. No, but it's not real money.
Yes, it is.
In the virtual world, is it?
No, whoa, hey, no one's... If you're playing World of Warcraft and you go around and you kill 100 rats and you get 100 gold, they don't take your 100 gold.
Oh, okay, right.
They don't take like 50 of your gold and say, give us some of your gold.
No, see, that was what's confusing.
No, it's only...
That's why...
I'll give you a little clue.
I get it.
No, I'll give you a little clue of how
sense.
you can tell in case you're confused by this in the future. When the number has the letter G afterwards, that means gold. When it has a freaking dollar sign, that means money. So
gold isn't taxed?
Gold isn't taxed.
So I could take big chunks of gold into South Korea or out of South Korea and they wouldn't tax me for that. They wouldn't
tax you anyway because you're not South Korean.
There's that.
You don't have any concept of money, do you?
No.
None whatsoever.
You should
be how the economics work.
You should be aware of that. I have no concept of money. I am broke right now. I have no money right now. So, yes. Every week I spend my last remaining dollars on alcohol until I get to the point where I have to get you to buy it for me.
That is true.
Anyway, okay. So South Korea, they are... I mean, this is the danger, isn't it? It's setting a dangerous precedent. I don't know if dangerous is the right word.
Let's be honest. I mean, isn't that entirely reasonable?
Fair, yeah.
If you make your money as a web designer or a
programmer
or a programmer or a hairdresser or a blah blah blah, you have to pay tax on that. They're basically just saying that if you make an income, you have to pay tax.
But isn't the point of this is that you're making an income from an international source?
So?
Okay. No, you're probably right, but it just...
If you're getting paid from an international source into Australia,
you have to claim that anyway, yeah.
You would still have to claim that anyway.
So how are these people getting away with not... I guess
just because you're supposed to claim it doesn't mean everyone does. Yeah. Have you ever known anyone, just hypothetically, that was getting paid by, say, an American company and was maybe just not mentioning it to anyone? It's never done before.
No, never, ever.
So yeah, I mean, it happens, and it's just been unnoticed for a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, the government's been talking about it for a long time, but that's what they do.
You know what? I feel pretty safe here in Australia because I mean, if the R rating is anything to go by, I mean, they'll implement taxes everywhere else in the world before it actually.
The R rating isn't anything to go by.
Okay.
So you're saying that a government would be slower to step on our liberties than it would be to, or just as slow.
That is a good point.
Just as slow to increase taxes as they are to increase freedom.
That is a very good point. I didn't think of that. I was just trying to relate that Australia is behind the rest of the world when it comes to...
Not in terms of taxes, we're actually ahead of the world.
Oh
yeah, we're awesome.
Fantastic.
We rocket tax.
Yeah.
Go Australia, we're number one. I think we actually pay the highest rate of income tax in the world, but I could be wrong.
Really?
Yeah, it's very, very high here.
Is there any... don't bag me out for this. Is there any benefit to that? Like, is our dollar stronger in some way, or like I said, no idea
there
of
is
finances?
There is some benefit. We have one of the we have a relatively kind social security system, for example. That's basically what we're paying so much for. Australia,
really? I say kill all the old people. Just put them out in the street.
We're also talking about the poor and the homeless.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
Put them out in the street too.
I was just making sure we were clear. Yeah, the homeless, they should just get a job. The bombs.
Yeah, that's right. What's their excuse?
Yeah.
Come on, it's the lowest employment rate in ages.
You mean unemployment rate?
Unemployment.
We need to lower those employment rates. Too many people have jobs.
Damn them. Okay. Jack Thompson forced to take a psych test. As much as we
should probably clarify that this is Miami lawyer Jack Thompson, not veteran actor Jack Thompson.
As we clarify every single time.
It's funny to me every time.
But I mean, we just like I think it's like reading or seeing Paris Hilton mentioned in the news. You know, it's like, oh God, another thing about Paris Hilton. I don't want to read this. This is pathetic. This is not news. And yet I will still click on it, open it, and read it to see what stupid thing she's gotten up to. Jack Thompson is the same.
See, no, I'm the opposite. I find his little antics hilarious. I love him. Everyone hates Jack Thompson. It's so cool to hate him, but I love him because he is just batshit crazy. And
you just described Paris Hilton to me as well. But
no, she's just talentless. She's got really nothing to offer.
Are you saying Jack Thompson has things to offer?
He's got crazy to offer, and it's important not to look down on that. That's important.
So hold on, okay, give me the gist. I don't actually know much about this.
The basic gist is that he has been such a ranting, crazy mofo that a Florida court, the Florida Bar Association, has actually pulled him up on it and said, "You are crazy. We are taking you to court, and you will have to stand for a psychological testing."
So hold on, just. Go back a second. Who is taking him to court?
The Florida Bar Association.
That's pretty serious, right?
Yeah, that's his bar association.
Yeah, so the people who actually give him the permission to practice law are taking him to court.
Yeah.
Right.
This is not a vote of confidence, as far as I'm concerned.
No.
Basically, his...
I mean, this isn't some, a video game company that's taking him to court. This has nothing to do with video games. This is just
this is the legal system itself.
Yeah.
In fact, he basically savagely criticised the judge that was handling the bully case.
Right.
And he was so just crazy and weird and offensive and rude that his conduct has been called into question, and he's basically facing suspension on the basis of it. And rightly so, because judges are entitled to a degree of respect when you're in their courtroom and afterwards. And
I guess so.
They've generally gotten to the peak of their field. They're usually quite well respected.
I've been watching way too much Boston Legal.
You've been watching way too much Boston Legal, so you think they're all
they're all old,
Denny Green,
stupid, and, Denny Green. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
well, that's. I think all of us gamers out there who have been following everything that Jack Thompson does have a bit of a snigger about this, and it's like. Yeah.
So I just should mention the bit where he criticised the judge in the bully case for not looking at the gay sex parts of bully. Apparently, they totally omitted all the gay sex.
There wasn't gay sex.
There was.
Oh.
It just wasn't shown to the court. It was not shown.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Remember the crazy?
Yes. Yep. There it is, coming up again.
Yeah, so...
Well, cool.
I think that's funny. Yeah. And I think that's why it kind of deserves a mention.
Yep.
And I just like the idea that the actual legal profession thinks he's crazy. It's not just gamers going, this guy's a bit crazy.
Well, that's important too, I mean...
Well, the less... one thing, if nothing else, even if he, say, doesn't get disbarred or whatever...
Or if he's not crazy, if he takes a psych test.
At the very least, it's a bit of a dent in his credibility, and if he has any one thing, it's too much damn credibility. Fox needs to stop getting him on every time some idiot kills someone.
True.
To blame it on video games.
True. No, I'll totally agree with you there.
So, if he can be outed as a loony, that would be helpful, I think, for everyone.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
I don't know what else to say about Jack Thompson. It's just, I was trying to think of something, but everything's already been said before. It's just, yep, he's crazy.
Yeah, and when he's brought up before, for a psychological evaluation, you kind of just go, okay,
saw that coming. Yeah, but cool that the rest of the non-gaming world is having that particular attitude and opinion of him as well.
I particularly like the fact that he actually sent Game Politics an email to let them know about this, which was interesting. He has a strange relationship with Game Politics. He actually hates them, but he keeps them in the loop all the time.
Yeah.
And he's actually quite polite to them now, but he sent them an email where he kept referring to himself in the third person. Like, if there's anyone who doesn't need a psych test, it's Jack Thompson. Which is kind of one of those self-defeating things.
Yep.
there's nothing wrong with Matt. Matt's fine. don't talk to Matt like that. Like, that's definitively crazy.
Yep. No, I hear what you're saying.
I think what he was trying to do is write it like it was a press release.
Yeah, which makes sense, yeah.
I think that's what he was going for, but it just came across as a wee bit on
as
the
him
logo
sounding
side.
like he's crazy. Handy. Not really good for his case, no.
The next step is to be complaining that there's spiders on him. You know? Or that the Dental Association is watching him. You know, just crazy.
Crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff. Hat made of...
Rats.
No, what's
mice.
It? Aluminium foil, you know, the foil hats?
Yeah, from Science.
Well, from a lot of things, it's a common concept, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's supposed to shield your brain from the... It's kind of one of those definitions of paranoid crazy people, is that they're shielding the, you know, things that are watching them.
I love aluminium foil.
Yeah.
Shield your brains from aliens.
Yeah, well, it is a metal, so it will shield your brain from the aliens.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep that in mind.
You do that. Yeah, what else have we got? New Sixaxis.
Sixaxis has a touch sense.
Sixaxis.
Yeah.
We hadn't done that for a while.
No, we haven't. I
guess.
Like time. I suppose we haven't. It has a touch sense.
It does. No one knows what that means.
I actually know what that means.
No, what it means is that
it's some new feature
if you have any knowledge of anything at all, you know that the rumble feature was removed from the Sixaxis controller due to a lawsuit with.
But that was
immersion.
It was sorted out, and the rumor is, of course, that's not the rumor, it's fact, isn't it? That's actually going to be back in.
Yeah, that'll be back in
the next controller, and there's some new technology that Immersion is actually developing that people are saying, this is actually that new technology is going to be put in the next PlayStation 3 controller. We don't know that for a fact. That's a new technology Immersion are making, so it's easy to make that leap.
Yes, fair enough. Apparently, that's what'll be happening.
Yeah.
Now, what I find really interesting, and I don't know whether this is just me, but have you ever seen those little toys that you can get from places like the National Geographic shop that you wind them up and they've got a spring and they have oh my god, I hate when you do that. Every time.
I didn't mean that. Keep going. Forget that.
They've got this little weighted thing on them, and as they wind out, the little thing spins. You wouldn't have seen
They've got
anyway.
that weighted thing. The thing spins. You know that little thing. You're not being specific in any way.
I have to be honest. It's hard to be any more specific than that because that's really just all they are. They're this weird little toy, and it's got an offset weight on them that is spun.
Is that the one that it's got a tail on it? A fluffy tail sort of thing?
There's lots
rolls around.
There's lots of different ones. I don't remember. No, that's totally not it.
Well, I don't know.
That's the Weasel Ball.
National Geographic. The Weasel Ball. Yeah, that's the Weasel Ball.
That's not it at all.
I don't go into National Geographic all that often. So
yes. Well, anyway, the point that I was making is that's a DualShock controller,
right?
Basically, great. And so that's a very kind of low tech. That's how they work. The DualShock works.
You know what? Interesting.
I was going somewhere with this.
Oh, sorry.
No,
actually, I would like to cut in. I actually went. I was down at my uncle's a couple of weeks ago, and we took apart a PlayStation 3 controller. I'd actually never seen inside of it or anything like that, and we took out the two little rumble motors and okay, I'm sorry.
Just turn it off.
I can't just turn it off.
Why?
I can put it on silent.
Why can you not turn it off?
Then people won't be able to call me.
I see. We're on the same wavelength here.
Hold on. This is going to ring out, so I actually need to... Okay, I'm sorry. I'm wasting valuable podcast time.
Yes, you are.
We were talking about your thing in National Geographic.
No, well, I was basically just... the point of that whole thing was to say that the technology is actually pretty old and pretty primitive. It's been used in vibrators for years.
Right.
So...
does Immersion do the same technology? Do they provide it?
Yes.
Okay.
That was the problem with the patent. Immersion is a dildo company.
Right, okay.
No, so basically the new Sixaxis touch sense will be a bit more advanced than that and will actually be apparently capable of different levels of vibration and different feels of vibration and sort of almost tones.
Yeah, like the typical vibration stuff is,
it's vibrating.
It's vibrating. It's vibrating less now, but
exactly.
Apparently this one, like they use Colin McRae Dirt, as an example and say that you'll actually be able to feel it accelerate or decelerate, or
you can feel the gears shift, and that feels different to, say, when you run on the rubble.
Which is pretty cool, considering the PlayStation 3 will have then gone from absolutely no rumble technology whatsoever to the most advanced.
Kind of nifty.
Yeah.
Rumble. No real word on when that's coming, or anything really, any particular detail, but apparently that'll be coming shortly. We'll probably hear a lot more about E3. About it at E3.
Yes, E3 is coming up.
Yeah, let's talk about E3 briefly. Now, you guys probably know that it's next week, I believe.
Yes, and if you don't, now you do.
If you didn't, now you do.
Yep. Now, of course, it's not going to be as huge as
it's not the old
crazy
E3, it's the new E3.
But I have a feeling
it's been toned down to E2.
Right, or E2. It's more actually, more E2.5.
Oh, I don't know.
I would actually say this is the thing. Everyone's just got this feeling that it's going to be. It's tiny now. It's the impression I got when I first heard that was, oh crap! Now it's going to be just boring press releases in boardrooms and things like that. But it's not. It's just that they're taking out all the useless, unnecessary fluff that filled up.
Yeah, but they're also taking out the booth babes. So let's get a little perspective here.
No, screw that. I'm fine with that. If they can just focus on the games, think about it. You know how I relate it? I actually think that this year's E3...
So are you saying that you're against shiny and substance is more important to you?
Yes.
Who are you?
What have you done with Young?
Where is Young?
The idea that I've actually got now is that this year's E3 is sort of what it would be like behind all the closed doors at last year's E3. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, sort of.
As in, it's mainly just going to be focused on the games and the news and stuff, as
yeah,
opposed
you're probably
to just...
Right. It's not an extravaganza anymore, and it's not the gigantic press event it was. Well, I mean, it is, but it's more of a an actual providing information
I don't think
event.
It's going to be as small and as boring and as crap like that as a lot of people are expecting.
I think inevitably it's still going to be a vehicle for big announcements, and that's what's most important.
Absolutely.
That we're still going to hopefully end up with things like announcements of shiny new games, release dates.
Without a doubt.
New hardware like the PlayStation, the PSP Lite, potentially. Obviously not giving any spoilers here. If I knew I would spoil, but...
Yep.
That's the sort of thing...
Careful. Sony will blackball you.
Yeah. Cool. And then we would just pretend we were outraged, wouldn't we?
Yes.
And we'd stick to our guns and all that, like Game Politics and Kotaku would go, look at these guys, the down under guys, they're socking it to the man. And we'd go, yeah, we're socking it. And then everyone would love us because we're like sticking up for ourselves.
Realistically, even if we did post something like that, Sony would say that, oh my god, the Australian Gamer guys are going to post a rumour that's actually true. And the guys at Sony will be like, Australian who?
Yeah, well, that is true. But they would also probably think about the fact that we have a history of just nonsense on our website and probably...
And fairly ignoring what people ask us to do.
We could make Brett post it, that way no one would believe it anyway, because it's clearly just nonsense.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But look, I'm looking forward to I am looking forward to this E3.
I'm looking forward to E3. I'm looking forward to hearing more.
Now, if you want the most in-depth coverage and the news, on the floor news,
there is only one place to go.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah, anywhere but
Australian Gamer. We're going to
put in a half-assed effort.
Yeah, basically, I think, which is right up our alley.
Yeah,
that is what we do. Look, we're just going to post anything that's of interest to any of the team.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about doing something. What we're going to do, how we're going to handle it.
We got all enthusiastic. Actually, AJ sort of led the charge.
Yeah, AJ led the charge and made some suggestions.
Ever since he's been in a comic, now he just thinks he runs.
He thinks he's part of the team.
Jeez.
But now we decided that we're just going to post a bunch of crap when we see something interesting.
Yeah. We'll do an E3 podcast and we'll do a big feature roundup sort of thing. So basically, if you want to find out all the news, go somewhere else. But if you want to see people give their actual opinions and...
If you want stupid photos, we'll be hopefully collating all of the stupid photos.
Right up there, yeah.
So
it should be entertaining. So that's going to be our E3 coverage. Look, let's just get back on track to the actual topics of the podcast. I have to say that every single podcast.
Yeah, you don't have to. We could just actually do it and you not say it.
No, because we did a couple of podcasts where we actually introduced topics and then we never got to the last ones.
That is true.
And I just felt a little bit guilty, because
it's
like,
feel
hey,
dirty?
This is what we're going to... No, I didn't feel dirty. Dirty. No.
Dirty.
What? Anyway. The GDAA asked the government for more money. That sounds a bit harsher than what it is, actually. It's basically the Game Development Association of Australia.
Actually, you know what? It really does, because they're not actually asking for more money.
No.
They're asking to lose less money.
Yes. I think that
they're asking for essentially tax relief.
Well, they're asking for the government benefits that the film industry gets, film and television industry, which, is cool. Yes, they should. Absolutely. But for a country that doesn't even have an R rating for video games, it's... don't get me wrong, I don't disagree with your we should have an R rating stance. I don't see the I'm really trying to relate it to something.
You're trying...
Anything.
That's the only thing you know about, isn't it?
That guy down at the pub wouldn't serve me a drink, and it was because that there's not an R rating for video games in Australia.
And you didn't have any money.
That's right. There was that. But, and... well, that's pretty much it. As in, they're asking... They're wanting to get more...
Yeah, now what
funds.
It's not actually funding, to my understanding, it's not actually funding as a tax relief plan that's been offered to the film and TV industry, and the video games industry has basically decided that should count for them too, because they're such a big employer and such a big industry.
It's worth noting that the gaming industry in Australia is significant. It is actually quite big, and it is growing very, very, very quickly. This is something that we always try to show on the site and things like that, but you've just got to be aware it is actually there. It is significant, and it is pretty big. So...
Yeah, apparently $400 million worth of domestic sales plus $100 million in exports. Now, that's a fairly significant industry by any standard.
That's not too bad.
It's not coal, but it's,
No.
I mean, it's clearly not coal. No. Like, that would be disappointing.
Unless
Christmas Day. Yeah, I got a shiny new Xbox 360 game. Thanks. Aww.
Unless the game is called Coal.
Coal, the game.
Coal the game.
You just dig. This is so awesome.
Rebranded to Dig Dug, but yeah.
Yay, I got cancer. Sorry. What? Lung cancer caused by coal.
Oh,
coal miners.
Yep, that's right. Really sick. I have a friend of mine who works in the coal mines up north. She's a girl.
I like the way you say that. She's a girl. You could have just said, I have a female friend. No, it's just that she's a girl. It's kind of redundant.
I know, but
you couldn't just say she.
No, that was.
And you couldn't say he's a girl.
He's a girl. It's a girl.
So you have to say she's a girl.
I need to put that.
You could say they're a girl.
Oh, don't start pulling me up on this goddamn punctuation.
No, you weren't wrong. It just sounds strange.
It does sound strange, but that was the emphasis.
Yeah,
that was
I get that.
The crux of it. That was the big finish for that.
You could have.
She's a girl.
She's a friend.
Had to end on girl.
Yeah, you had to.
Anyway, look, the point of that was just saying that she's a girl. She works in the mines, and that's kind of cool.
Is she a miner? Does she
She drives the heavy machinery.
Oh, that's kind of cool. I thought you were going to say she's like.
And her name is Emerald.
Oh, I know Emerald.
Yeah, which is kind of cool considering she works underground.
Yeah. I thought emeralds grow on trees and they pull them off.
No.
Like peanuts.
No, you're completely wrong, and we're completely off topic.
Yes.
The last thing that we want to briefly talk about is a story that appeared. I don't know where it appeared.
Pretty much everywhere.
An Adelaide World of Warcraft player, a woman who was 31 years old, I think. Or
I thought 34.
34?
Something.
Over 30. Once you
older than me.
Once you get over 30, it really doesn't matter anymore.
You're basically pre-death.
That's
right.
That's
pretty much the official term.
Because you're on bonus time, really, aren't you?
Bonus time.
Yes. But, she hit on some underage kid.
She's been playing with this kid for a couple of years. Oh, that sounded so wrong. Anyway, she's been...
Well, anyway, 17-year-old kid.
They have been playing World of Warcraft together for a number of years, and they recently decided that they want to be together because they're in love. Now, he's in America, Wyoming or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know, but I like the sound of Wyoming.
Wyoming.
What?
Wyoming?
Wyoming.
Ming.
Yeah, like Ming the Merciless.
I thought it was Wyoming, and I thought it was funny. Wyoming. I don't know. Keep talking,
but it's not,
please.
because it's not that.
I know, I realised that.
Okay, that's interesting. So She decided that the cool thing to do would be to hop on a plane and go over there and say hello and pick him up and bring him, quote unquote, home.
Right. Did the parents realise that she was going to bring him home?
The parents, it's believed, there's still a few iffy details at this point, but the parents basically apparently hacked into his email and found out about this whole torrid affair and bought her a train ticket so that she could come and see him.
Cool. Wherein lies the problem?
The fact that after they bought the train ticket, they called the police, so... yeah. It wasn't really that unselfish and kind of them.
Yeah.
So she got arrested. Basically.
See,
now but she's being arrested on felony kidnapping charges because he's under 18.
This is the thing, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of people out there that disagree with me, but
not many actually. I've talked to a lot of people about it.
When there's an older woman that is propositioning
You've had like 2 drinks. And you're slurring.
It's Thursday.
And it's a hard word. I get it. Move on.
When they're
yes, propositioning.
When there's an older woman like coming onto a younger guy.
Coming onto little words you can do. Yeah.
If it's an older guy who's like trying to pick up like a underage girl, it's like that's horrible.
Creepy.
That's creepy and that's disgusting. But if it's an older woman coming on to a younger guy, it's like
no one seems to really care that much.
Well, no,
I think
really.
That there's one major thing that we need to really see to have a good knowledge of what's actually happening in this case. To really understand, we need to see photos. We've not of like any sort of act, but we need to. Is she hot?
Actually, you know what? There's a very good point.
Because if she's hot,
there was that one case, wasn't there, over in the States, the teacher or something like that, and she was hot.
She was hot, yeah.
And seriously, I cannot imagine.
She can molest me any day.
Seriously, that kid, that young boy, no, he was not traumatized at all.
No, he wasn't.
No way.
He'll be fine.
He would have been picked up by all his mates at school, held above their heads. And
yeah, they would have carried him around on a chair.
That's right. Absolutely.
Like he had won the soccer game. It would be like the end of a Disney movie.
Yeah, that's right.
And that would be every day. Kids would carry him home every day.
Yes.
I reckon. But anyway, where were we going? Oh, I mean, South Park did it best.
He was hot for teacher.
Yes. South Park did it best. They had a whole episode about this where they had this really, not really old, but like young teacher having an affair with Ike, the little boy from...
Yeah.
And like he went to the stand, found out about it, went to the cops, and they kind of said, he said, I think a teacher's having an affair with a student. Or something, and they're like, oh my God, tell us, what's his name? So actually, it's a girl. Oh. But she's really ugly, right? Well, no, she's kind of hot. Nice. And that was it, like through the whole episode. Anytime anyone found out, they're like, nice. It was classic. It was wrong, but it was classic.
Yeah, so, okay. I think I will pay that. We need to see photos of the actual people. We need to
see what she looks like. Because if she's an uggo, then...
And 17, I mean, that's... if it was 14 or 13, oh, that's great. 17, I mean...
Yeah,
come on.
I know. Yeah. But where do you draw that line, though?
Well, officially,
and
it's drawn at 18.
But
could she have not waited like an extra 6 months?
Well, that was what a lot of people have said. I was talking to Jessie about this the other day, and she was saying, couldn't they wait? And I'm like, no, when you're in love, you can't.
I guess that's the other thing that we don't really take into account is the psychological side of it. Like, is that it wasn't just oh my gosh, I'm going to shag some older woman. It was like, I'm in love, we're going to run away and be together forever.
Yeah, and to run away overseas is a pretty significant thing. Like, that's not,
That does have an effect on your career and university opportunities.
What I actually think is really... There's 2 things that I think is really dumb and pathetic about this. One is that they met playing World of Warcraft. And I'm sorry, I play the game, but that's tragic. 2, they...
I want to know... Did they both play the right genders in World of Warcraft? Did he play a male and did she play a female? Maybe he was a female and she was a male.
Does he think she's a night elf? Because that would be funny. She gets there and she's not blue, and he's like, oh.
Oh, I thought you.
But you look like.
Yeah. Oh, I don't want to go anywhere. And I want my mummy.
And he's actually a dwarf.
Yeah, I could believe that.
That could be funny.
But yeah. Anyway, the second thing.
The second thing is that anyone who moves internationally to be with somebody that they've never met except online is a spaz.
It could be true love.
It could be.
They were meant to be together.
It's still spastic. Anyone who's listening to this now and has an interest in a relationship online with somebody overseas or even interstate, you're a spastic.
Aren't we jaded?
I am
cynical?
jaded. It's stupid.
No,
you don't know someone you only know online. That's my opinion.
Okay, no, fair enough. Look, I'd like to end this podcast, and there's two quick things that I want to bring up that weren't on our initial list. The first one is the Rockstar video.
Rockstar video, it looks cool.
Which looks fantastic.
Much music, banging things.
Looks like
it's a winner.
Heaps of fun, great, and good work, Oracle, for posting that on the front of the site.
Did Oracle get that one? I thought AJ got that one.
I don't know.
I don't think AJ got that one.
Yeah, a bit of a battle going on there. Once again, AJ thinky is like, oh, I got a cartoon. Yeah. Oracle didn't.
Yes. He didn't mention that, though. I would have thought that was good.
I know. I would have thought that would have been something to stick it right in Oracle's face.
Maybe he's keeping that as his trump card. I mean, that is a winner.
Right.
So,
And the second thing was, please, if you're listening to this podcast, you need to go to our forums and read a thread called Jennifer Aniston.
That's a funny thread.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry, I almost peed myself today when I read that. I woke up in the morning, switched on the computer, went straight to the Australian Gamer forums, read that, and literally had to go to the bathroom afterwards.
That's charming.
Yes, I thought so.
Yes.
So
the moral of the story there is read our forum and wet yourself.
Yes. I like that. I'll go with that.
That should be our new slogan.
Right under the new logo. Oh yeah, by the way, thanks everyone for that. That actually had a go of the new Australian Gamer logo. We're not really going to go with any of them.
Thanks, but no thanks.
It was good. It was good effort, and I mean, look, I'm a big fan of having our ugly mugs on the logo. I love the fact.
Yeah, and screw you, Joby.
Why? What do you say again?
Oh, you guys don't need to be on the site.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You don't represent where the site is today. Yeah, we do, arsehole.
I don't have to beep that out, do I?
No, it's just arsehole. We can say arsehole all we want.
Can we?
Yes.
Okay, good. They say it on radio. It's
they
okay
say it
on
radio,
the podcast.
They say it on TV.
All right, look, thanks everyone for tuning in. Next week, of course, will be our E3 special. Oh, will it? It will be. Yeah, it will be. An E3 special. When does E3 start?
Tuesday.
Then yes, it will be.
I made that up. I have no idea. But I sounded certain, and I think that's important.
I think that's
I could have kept that up.
That is all that counts.
And the good thing is, because it's Tuesday, because I said Tuesday, that could be our Tuesday or their Tuesday. So that would cover 2 solid days.
I like that.
So if it did start on Wednesday, I could say, no, I meant, Tuesday
no,
US
you're
time.
right. I like it. I like it. Anyway, tune in next week.
So it could have started even Wednesday, and I could have said, no, that's Tuesday their time, but there's a few like before that. There's you know how they often have previews and stuff like that.
No, I've actually completely utterly zoned out.
The keynotes for
I literally
Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo were always before E3, so I could have said, no, but Tuesday was when they
seriously started. The last 30 seconds, I'm going to take that sound clip, put it on repeat, and that will put me to sleep each night. I literally just zoned out there. I was like, oh, hey, I really need to fix my Xbox 360. He's still talking.
And then what do you think?
I just kept thinking about the Xbox 360.
Cool. I was thinking about your mum.
That is fair enough. There is a photo of her right there.
Yes, there is.
Yes.
Okay, so... yes.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in. We will talk to you again next week. And hey.
Yeah.
Might I just say, how good is it?
What?
We got the update up a week.
Relatively.
Weekly updates now.
Weekly updates.
That's right.
So hopefully that will be a regular occurrence.
Occurrence?
Occurrence.
Isn't it occurrence?
It depends how you pronounce it.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in.
All right, see you guys.
See you.